I saw The TV Glow is a new A24 movie in theaters, and I went to go check it out. I heard great things about it, mostly because this movie was playing in limited release for a while and finally hit more wide release. So I was finally had the opportunity to go see it, and I was very excited about it because I heard so many interesting things about this movie. I did not like this movie, and I'll just be honest with that. I'm not saying it was a bad movie, but I think this movie I think there's I've seen reviews online where some people are raving about this movie. They're like, it's incredible, it's great, go watch it. And then there's other people who are not getting it, and and they're thinking this movie's overrated. I'm in the middle where I see where those people who like this movie are coming from, because there is a lot of unique aspects about this movie. It's a very unique movie, but I'm also of the camp where I'm not getting it. So I wouldn't say it's not overrated. It's just a personal thing. Where I think this movie falters is, um, but let's get into the positives first. Basically, this movie has a lot of like, "Are You Afraid of the Dark?" Goosebumps type television show vibes in it. With the television show that they're obsessed with these characters, is that, and it is really fun to watch a movie where characters are obsessed with the show and they're talking about it and they're analyzing the all different things about it. And that's clearly what this director and people involved with this movie want you to do with this film. They want you to analyze it, think about it differently. Um, there's people who have many different interpretations of this movie, and that's always something worth appreciating about films and just A24 films in general. Um, I think for me, that's a lot of the positives. Also, I think this movie has some really good, unique horror sequences. I just think where this movie falters for me is I think Justin Smith. I think it's just safe to say it is not a great actor. He has no range. He keeps playing that in almost every movie. I think there's movies where I've enjoyed him in, where I think he's had the right charisma, but he's not a great actor. Like I enjoyed him in Dungeons and Dragons. But everything else, I can't stand this dude. He's irritating. And I think he's less so irritating here because he's very understated and very quiet. But it's still a factor. And that might just be a personal thing, but I really don't think it is at this point. I think a lot of people are waking up to Justin Smith not being a great actor, especially after that American Society of Magical Negroes. Just shit movie, and I think this is another bad example of that. Also, I think, yeah, this movie wants you to have all these different interpretations. I think it does that pretty well, but I can't get into it because I just feel like the main characters in this movie don't talk like real humans. Like their character dynamics, the situation that sets up this entire movie, just I'm not gonna say too much about because if you haven't seen it, spoilers, I guess, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys if you want to go check it out. I think it is worth checking out because so many different reactions to this movie, and I think that's something where it really is a movie you need to see for yourself and decide. But I think the whole scenario of how this whole movie gets set up and how these characters interact with each other, I just really don't vibe with it because it just feels like their dialogue are not human, and it really bugs me. And I did not connect with this movie. I don't. I think this was a very problematic movie in the way it was put together. And I really hate to say that because I wanted to love this movie, but I really just can't. I hated it in some ways, but I also appreciate it in other ways. So I'm not really sure what this movie will be for a while from now. And what I mean by that is like I don't know if this movie is going to be like movie I rewatch and it finally clicks and I get it. But I also don't have a desire to rewatch it. So that's just me. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe.